What's up, dudes? Yeah, I have not uploaded to Theta TV. I can and all that bullshit. I just didn't get around to it. I'm probably just gonna save my one a week upload until YouTube bans another one of my videos, and then I'll upload it every time that happens. To be quite honest, I'm actually gonna my other channel officially gets unbanned in like 3 days, and like as soon as it does, I'm gonna try to get it totally banned. You guys want to give me a third strike? Fuck you. Let's start this whole thing all over again. Because again, I'm not a poser. I'm not some fucking loser who's like doing handshake deals so I can get someone's friend and family and like all this bullshit is just look. What it is like when they say let's talk about like the 13 timelines, and I was talking about all that bullshit about like Dark Lords of Saturn and all that shit. When you get into it, what you're going to find is that they try to control everyone through bloodline. That's why it goes back to like royal blood and blue blood really just means a different bloodline. Like that's why they view you as sheep. That's why they view you as goyams or whatever the fuck you want to call them. How like they view you as cattle. They view you as not human or they're above you. They're like another type of above human than you. They really, whether it's true or not, that's what they really think. Okay, so you will find that when you look into all these like influencers and wannabe stars and whatnot, like it's essentially the next TV. They're all somehow connected to someone's family member who's connected to one of those think tanks or groups or whatever the fuck. So it really is just one layer of the same lie over and over again. Like I don't have really time to go into it and all that too much, but pretty much what do you think I've been doing for the past 4 years? I wanted to see it for my own eyes. The whole thing of the cicada challenge was to be able to like see through, you want to break your own glass ceiling and see through the veil of all the lies, because if you want to see through the veil of reality, you got to start one by one tearing back the veils in the society you live in. It's all bullshit. That's a whole other issue. But what was I talking about? Yeah, so yeah, but dude, like when I get unbanned, I'm gonna try to just get the thing totally banned right off the bat. So let's just go for it. Yeah, because again, I can wipe my own ass, I can pay my own bills, and to be quite honest, that's the funny thing is like all these people want to be like these fucking posers who make all these fucking handshake deals, and then like it's like they're so not free. They're just adults, but their parents still run their lives. It's retarded. It's like they're still setting up play dates for their kids to go play with the other, blue blood fucking assholes. It's like, oh well, your grandfather's a rabbi banker from Denmark, and you're a fucking like deep state corporate tied person from America. Let's have our kids do little fucking stupid YouTube shit, which is all deep state control anyways, and then we'll tell people what to think, and we'll ask them to give us money. That way they won't buy silver and crypto and all that bullshit. That's really what it's all about, taking wealth from you so they can have it. They just don't want you. It's not about anything in particular other than they don't want you to have it. It could be anything. They just don't want you to have it. Okay? So the best way to make sure you don't have it is to take your attention. If you spend years watching these morons do bullshit, you won't be doing anything in your life. And on that note, holy shit. So I'm cleaning up and all this bullshit, and I found the craziest thing. I found my introduction to theater SPD 130 from fall 2002. Now, if you guys remember, I don't want to put all that shit away. I graduated from Coach Jones's boxing program in October of 2002, and this just goes back to like, look, it's so bullshit. It's just how like the attack on masculinity and the attack on like men, or not even men, just like normal society has been so ongoing that look, when Coach made that gym in 1984 is when it opened up, boxing was still kind of everywhere. They had boxing shows in high schools at that time, okay? And by fall of 2002, boxing was almost nowhere. And everyone was like, "Oh, you better focus on real shit. You better focus on school. You better focus on blah blah blah. Otherwise, you're not gonna." And I was like, "I just want to go box." I mean, like, I got my GED. You all made me get my GED. I didn't even want. This is a funny thing. It's like everyone was like, "You're so smart. You're so smart. Why don't you skip grades? Skip 3 fucking grades." And then they're like, "Oh well." You're so smart. You skip grades. You think you're better than teachers. You think you're better to get to conform to society. I'm like, to be quite honest, yeah. So then they kicked me out for smoking a plant that is now legal. Okay, that's how bullshit it was. So if it hadn't been for the fact that that shit was if it would have been 20 years later, they would have had that. They would have been like there would have been no issue. The only issue they had was that I wanted to smoke nature. That's the only issue. Okay, so it was a bullshit issue because it's legal now. Okay, um, and then after that, everyone was like, "Oh, you gotta get your life on track." And then basically, probation officer, parents, all that horseshit. They made me move back in with my parents. God damn it. And I even remember I was like, okay, well, I'll go to community college. Can I get what if I got like some kind of like a Cisco cert or something like that I could like work on networks? Like, no, we have to go talk to a school counselor. The school counselor's like, you better think about doing liberal arts because that way you can transfer to any school. You'd be well rounded. What the fuck? So essentially, what it was to complete Coach Jones's boxing program, you had to be there at 6 o'clock, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I had to take a class that ended at 5:15, so I could have time to make it to boxing by 6. So I could. And the thing is, like, jobs wouldn't give you. If I was like, hey, like, I need time off to go boxing. Like, oh no, you said, well, we hired you to do this specific thing, and that's not a specific reason to take off. But it's like, hey, I've got school. Like, okay, well, we have to give you off for that. So I literally took this class just so I could go boxing, and the teacher was really cool. She was like 40 years old, but she was kind of hot for 40. But she kept giving me guff because she was like, she was like, you literally mean that she's like, I told her why I took the class. I was like, I took the class because I need an excuse to get off of work and to not be hassled so I can go finish boxing. And she didn't believe me at first. And then she gave me, let me see if I can find it. I got like a 55 on it, and she was being super polite. She gave me, here, the play analysis. The play analysis. She gave me a 55. And she's like, you have to give me much more than this. She's like, blah, 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 blah. Basically, why don't you give a fuck about this thing? And I was like, because I'm just trying to go boxing. And she was like, are you mean to really tell me? Like, look, this is the thing, all right? Most people won't understand this. They won't, because at this point in time, they would have already conformed, okay? Because most people are pussies in America because they conform, okay? Their parents will be like, you better do what I say, otherwise you can't have the car keys. And they conform because what they really mean is I don't have the balls to run 5 miles to go do what I want to do one way because that's tough. I might be sweaty when I get there, okay? I would just run the 5 miles. I'd be like, fuck you, mom and dad. Love you very much for feeding me when I was a kid. Thank you for having me and holding that over my head and all that bullshit. But I just don't want to do that bullshit. Okay? They'll yell at you and all that bullshit, and then you just go find a way to do it, right? So my finding a way to finish boxing was I had to take this bullshit class, right? And then eventually she realized that I wasn't fucking around and I really was just trying to go do that. So then she would let me do the work in classes, and I eventually started getting B's and whatnot. I'm not sure if I failed it. I think I still failed the class because there was a final exam and I just did not show up to take it because I did not give a fuck about theater class. It was a pretty fun class though. She kept trying to give me B's and like get me involved, and I was like, you don't understand how much I do not care about theater. I do not give a fuck about theater. Okay, you can give me all the B minuses you want to, but really what you're saying is I can't give you a 55 because if I give you a 55, it'll look bad on me. And you're really just, and that's the thing. It's my own fucking money. That's the thing. It's like I had a job. I was working in a warehouse. I was working as a security guard. I was working as a waiter. And I was like, if I want to spend my money on a class so I can throw it away, so my probation officer and parents and all that bullshit will leave me the fuck alone so I can go boxing, that's what I'm going to do. But you want to know what would have been a lot fucking easier? What if I could have just gone boxing? What if we lived in a society where people could just do their own shit? Do you want to know why America was more free back in the day? Because the money had more value. So you could just say, I'm 18 years old, or actually 17 years old at the time, and I just want to move out, and I can work a bullshit job and get paid in silver and gold, and I'll just spend that as my rent. So I can save in silver and gold. That's what the big difference is. So the whole thing about putting the blue bloods kids in positions of power where they have your attention and can steal your money, it's because it's all about money. Their religion is money. Their religion is having more than you. How do you have more than them? Well, obviously they're retarded. They're literally retarded. Like the only way they get by, it goes back to white matter and black matter in the brain. There's white matter, which is like doing shit, and then there's black matter, which is like lying and shit. I might have that backwards, but whatever the fuck, right? the people who do handshake deals and need to tickle each other's balls so that way their parents will give their kids like, free shit and whatnot, they spend all their time lying. That's why they have bullshit like TPUSA, look at all these failed actors, now give us your money, give us your attention and your money. That's really what it is. I'm not picking on them. That's one of the many ones. It's like, TV's dead, internet's the new TV, how can we get as many views as possible? Let's get some failed actors and shove them in front of everyone. That's what it is, right? It's bullshit. And once you understand how it's all just theater and how the theater goes, you can see there's all this bullshit. I mean, this was fun. We should just put on skits. Shoot, it actually got to the point where like I would even come late, and she would be like, "We're doing a skit, so since you came late, act out why you're late." And I would be like, "Fucking red light again! Red light again, motherfucker! Fucking those parking spaces!" And then that's the kind of shit she would let me do. And then she'd give me a B. Yeah, I was like, so that's why I'm late. Or then she'd be like, "Why did you leave earlier?" Because I didn't give a fuck. Because I wanted to play Kingdom Hearts. That's why I didn't leave earlier. I appreciate your honesty. Miss O was totally a MILF. Anyways, yeah. So, but just think about it for a minute. Like, we live in a world where people just puss out because they're afraid of doing it on their own. But that's how you get ahead. I mean, unless you want to spend your entire life doing handshake deals and tickling each other's balls in secret groups, because you need something from them. I mean, just do it yourself. You'll be more free. I don't understand it. It's like, the reason why you all are letting these fucking blue bloods get away with shit is because you literally are just letting them. Like, you don't need them for shit. Don't give them your attention. They're not even that special. They're not even that rich. Like, they think like $1 million is a lot of money because they're stealing everyone's money during a wealth transference while they do nothing. If you do something and produce and then put that shit in something that's going to hold its value, you'll make more money than them. They don't want you to know that. Oh yeah, so like, yeah, and like, black matter is used to keep up with lies instead of producing shit. Like, white matter is shit that holds your memories and your repetition for like building bridges and like doing math and all that kind of shit. Black matter is like the matter in your brain that you need to like, well, I told that person lie A 1 through line, I told them 25 lies. So every time I see them, I have to remember 25 lies I told them. That's what it is. So instead of like remembering useful shit, you have to keep up with all your bullshit. So that's pretty much what it is. And this thing just, for whatever reason, it made me think of all the bullshit that goes on in this world and how pretty much everyone just caves to the bullshit. No one has the internal fortitude to just make their own path and cut through all the bullshit. I mean, seriously, damn it. Damn it. I mean, that's why I was saying, like, boxing wasn't even about boxing. It was about being free. It was like, why does so many people not want me to go boxing? It's bullshit. Like, what is the worst that can happen if I go boxing? The worst that can happen is they won't have control over your life. The worst that can happen is if you can hold your own, if you feel confident in yourself, if you have the ability to stand up to bullies and all that bullshit, then they won't be able to bully you around. And this whole world's about trying to bully people. That's what it is. So, I mean, the reason why I just want to chill and be left the fuck alone. I mean, seriously, people are always trying to like steal my resources and shit, and I just don't let them. Whether it's my attention or my or literally my money. I mean, like, taxes and whatnot. You just have to see through all the bullshit, cut through the veil, and realize that life is just a series of people trying to take advantage of you, and you just don't let them. Just don't let them. It's all you have to, just don't let them take advantage of you. Oh, well, you can't be, I won't retweet you. Fuck off. I shouldn't be on an app for 13-year-olds anyways. Why the fuck are you on trying to monetize on an app made for 13-year-olds? Are you trying to dumb everyone down to a 13-year-old, or are you trying to raise all the 13-year-olds up to a competent brain level? It's one or the other, and I think it's the other right now. I mean the one. The thing is dumbing everyone down. I mean, how did everyone get so fucking retarded in 20 years? Social media. Just, you guys are retarded. So, I mean, I don't know how else to tell you that shit, but I'm going to finish cleaning and go to the gym and all that bullshit in a little bit. And the other thing, September. I can't go into it all the way yet. I'm going to wait until I get all my money, and then I'm going to give a retrospective on it, because by then it shall be over. But I'm just going to tell you guys, pretty much October 1, the government is going to be flat broke. So if you think you're going to get a stimulus or a bailout or whatever the fuck, you're not going to get it. So just, you've had plenty of time to figure shit out. You've had plenty of time to get silver and crypto. If you don't have any, I don't know what to tell you, but you can't have any of mine. And that's about it. All right, guys, peace out.